Yengwe ya gore nyaka ashe. Being single is not for anyone but yourself. Meaning, the greatest advantage, or you are not doing anyone a favor, ka go ba single. My name is David Mikkel, talking all things love, relationships, and family. What's about one of the worst people when it comes to self-respect are the ones who call themselves single. Because more often than not, if I can't go ba single ga bona, ke license ya gore they can just live anyhow. When you hear somebody saying I'm single, they are not committed to anyone, including themselves. You feel like that is a license for you to go around, exercising your muscle and just totally dietsang. Go ba single as a license ya gore jwale wena o ka no robala le mang. Because even though you are not committed to anyone, at least be committed to yourself. Because one of the things that you will realize is you are the person, you are the one who is sleeping with all of those people. Go ba single or go ba in a relationship does not validate you. That is why one of the reasons why my fellow ka mogare ga di relationship re shorta re le mateka. And when we get there, we expect those relationships to be the ones that are now fulfilling us. And that is why I loved what one doctor said about marriage. And he said, marriage is not for people, but it is for two people who are 100%. To make an even more holistic life. A number of times, man, you will find gore motho ga le sengile gore o ka re jwanong gore o ka reng gore ga tswile bophelo bo for yena bo different gore e ka reng the implications of being that promiscuous, especially with your body, e ka re gore a ina taba because you are not answering to anyone else. But have you ever taken the time to realize gore motho a mathomo o tshwantse gore o be consent ka yena? It's yourself. So now the deception thereof it's when now people yeah. No. The level of self-respect, it's about disrespect to self, and a greatest injustice is that now somebody will just be doing anything, and then their defense. Defense, I'm not going to singing. No, Pella, now I'm singing. And what we don't understand is, remember, another important element to consider is that what you do while you wait is just as equally important. So, o realize our batho ba jiana kwa bona ba kitsenya ka gore bona ba single. Ba expecta gore ba tlota ba paka ke relationship. Na le tawe. Ai ka ba le tawe. So you're going to spend all this time exposing yourself to all manner of junk and nonsense. And then you should just relationship you tshwantse re o kgaogantse le bophelo bola ba bo phela ba marata. Because now when you commit yourself to guys serious. So now this relationship and about this even about I'm not just only focused on we will get to that also to say also how much time have you spent understanding your own self? Because again, in a video, somebody will type and I wrote something and I wanted to do a video. Bunch ba rena re data di type jarna and di type jarna di are header. Alright? Re di type jarna di header are no ke buditse mtshana wa ka ka what's that go ka ono ga gana le lo tsa lena tsa di type, and then just find a person who loves you. And while that advice is profound, ka thoma ka realize or no bothata ba bongwe gore ga botse rena rena di type. The type is just a mixture of our childhood traumas and also that are mixed with what social media and mainstream media is portraying. You don't like flowers. You don't. To this day, unfortunately to this day, you still believe Ororata Blom. Because I think what would do that for king kama Blom. King. I mean, Baba Barna Roche Rai, Kamu Marai are Namuki, Bahudisha the rose, like literally, Bahudisha the rose, Kamurai, when all manner of flowers and everything else. You don't even know their names. Here the tulip, here the red roses, all of this. But now you've been made to believe that it's a standard that has been set by someone else. That is why again, go na lo tintšhe le bo wa tsa re mpetha o tshwana leng ditlamo tše tša lena tše dintšhintši tše le di joineng tše le di le gapeletšang gore le die di-party tše le sa di tlhokeng because le wena o no lebelela go fetša mafelelong you know what no ke gale ke ntšhetša batho and then now what you gonna do tlo diela ngwana party engwe ya go tlhoka sense radia party ka January ka February or whenever ka mo tlo diang party then 2 months down the line or a week later ngwana ana dieta tša school and you ask yourself when a party ela e beile ya eng. Do you see what I'm talking about? So le rena wa realize gore a rena di type ge ba re ke type C e ra gore nko e tshwantse e tsene gona e tshwantse gore e be compatible with type C. Well, people now ba re ba nyaka di type tša bona ba no topa ntwe ngwe le ngwe le ngwana as long as it fita the narrative ya ntwe ba irutilweng mpholo chefu ye ba re yishitšeng yona ke yona. That's why we don't make it work in relationships is because re tarele under enormous pressure ya dilo tšene tše ka moka tšona tše re di boditšweng tše di re topa mo lefase mo ka moka tšona re beile dilo tše rena re sa di rateng pele ke ko re ya le mogofe. And now in the same way single people will waste themselves ye wena. Hey, single people are wasting themselves. And sometimes you know, God's gift to mankind. Stage single. Single people. And now, instead of taking that time, developing the kind of habits that are able to be self-propelling, a value system, or created the true type, whenever compatible. Because not all chargers are meant to charge every phone. That is why most of us right now, we do not go for functionality. We go for what is acceptable. Regia se le fa se le ring ke sona. And then and unfortunately I saw read some of these things we don't go for function. You know, I was having a conversation in English someone, you know, I am glad that I have built the kind of life content with where I am as I forge a way forward to say enjoy with the little that I have, with what I'm able to afford, with what I eat, with what I wear, with what the phone that I use, the car that I have, and all of that. And I realized, this does not come natural. There's work that I needed to do to distance myself from the external influence because so now you realize now at the end of the day now the reason why we are always waiting for somebody to give direction. So if you are single, that time is very sacred. Being single is about focusing on yourself, because by the time you get to a relationship, to say he is preparing himself for the hospital. So what happens? I commit all these mistakes there, and I get mistakes. Or now you are going to put yourself in certain circles where you don't belong. In the days of being single, that is when you are testing your own values. David, what works for you? You don't even know your personality type. You don't even know your communication style. You don't even know what exactly you like. You don't even know what you value. Time for you, it's that is why and then what's off it afro just so you can save 200 rand. You don't mind losing 12 hours of your life to just sitting on a, and these are the same people who at some stage of their life they were singing, and you wonder, really singing what were we developing? You are wasting yourself. But single people. Hey, we don't count a toxic relationship because one at least well, yeah, is just as worse. Mara. Hi, we look at man. when every weekend you can go just about anywhere and o convince rena ko re fetele nya ka o botsa rena ba re leng committed o ka re ya ke gatelela mona re ke tlhompha. Make it make sense. Like what do you mean? Like what? Like o nyaka o convince dichomi tsa re na phela ge ke nyaka o tsamaya no tsamaya. No a se taba ya gatelelo ka kwa ra relationship go na le elements tsa go ke tlhompha. Now let me show you something. Wa bona o tshwana le ko ge o le ka gae when we were growing up go na le dilo tse dingwe tse le re ne ba re ruta tsona re sa realize gore na ba rutswadi ba rena ba re ruta eng. And you see it in Karate Kid. Go ka bona ena ya Mr. Miyagi le ya ganuele ya Willow Smith. Willow re ke bona ya ngwana wa Will Smith o gore ba re no na ke nyaka go ke tuta kung fu. Aba mo ruti kung fu ka mo go ena bonang kung fu ba re kung fu is everywhere. Akere ba tsia kung fu yela ba spreader into everyday living. Mafelo nga ena a ditso ra mara motho one detail Daniel San yela ya Mr. Miyagi rena ba gale ge ba what in or out na ke tle mo ke tlo ithuta kung fu motho o ntlhatsisha dikoloi. And what they don't realize is that the hands are moving in a particular theme. And now the day ba montshitse gore now they are developing gore ntwe tsela ka moka tsona be o bona o ka re ke a o ditela bophelo bola ba re ruteng jona go ga gore no what our parents were instilling in us is the ability to be responsible. Gore now a o do tsoga wa tsokane a o do tsoga wa taruma wa tala strata. You need to have a routine. What exactly are you doing? What is it? Le nama motho ke le globe ya globe motho wa bona ka se gone we change no ba go igurufula wa igurufela. But that's because it's not in them. And you wonder kana go e ba sana le nako ba sa le day before ba in a position of responsibility. What exactly were they doing? So o appreciate ga ni jwale ge o go tšo thoma bona no mogala bjola be a sa gafe ge be a gana o reng re no tlhoka ntwe tse re di dia. It's because there was something e le re ne ba e fixa. And because of that now, today re gona go kitiela beyond their hand. And that now becomes a bliss. You look at life and say, okay, wow. Dilo tse ke di developing in those days. Ke tsona tse di mphidishang ga ni jwale. Some of the traumas, some of these challenges, some of this, ups and downs here nang le tsona ka relationship is because kana go re be re le single. We've spread ourselves so thin that now it will take a lifetime for somebody to put you back together. You have introduced yourself to so many things that self you do not know exactly what you want. David David you have no sense of discipline. Kana go David as if we're now to someone. You have developed all manner of being single. It's a very important and a sacred time. I say now because my fellow go fit in a relationship. That is why we end up demanding so much. There so much responsibility on those relationships. So trying to produce what we failed to produce and to give to ourselves. You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. You can only give if you have something. Tago said, "Agona bageti ana enyane, I make impact to the dam. I did an impact to the sea. You are just a drop in an ocean." That's exactly what they mean. To say some of us now, in our days of being single, refer to every virtue in us. Now we've got so much. We've got nothing, close to nothing to offer. And my fellow going to learn now, people are trash. Now most probably if they are trash, that's because you are the trash can.